Okay, good morning everyone and welcome to the ninth Housing Repairs online show and share. Before I share with you what we're going to cover this morning, just a quick reminder of why we do the show and shares. Next slide please, Fraser. So this is an opportunity for us, the core team, to celebrate what we've achieved, demo any working software and share any information on the progress made. But most importantly, it's an opportunity for you, our collaborators and supporters, to give feedback and ask any questions that you may have. So what we're going to cover today, well, in a minute, I'll just remind you who's in the core team, share our vision before handing over to Bhavesh Patel, our lead engineer, who will talk about the work we've been doing, integrating the scheduling API to query availability and schedule repairs. I'll then hand back to Fraser, who will take you through our MVP demo. He'll then talk about the continuous funding that we're working that we're working on with DLUC. And then I'll just give a quick summary of the progress made and our focus for the next sprint. And then Fraser will just remind everyone how you can engage with this project before we give you the opportunity to ask questions and give your feedback. So who is in the core team? Well, we have Fraser Trickett, our change manager from Lincoln Council, myself, Paul Clemson, delivery manager at Maytech, Leon Aki, our engagement manager from DLUC Local Digital, who are funding this project, Bhavesh Patel, lead engineer Maytech, Wendy Banks, our business analyst from Lincoln Council, Jai Damatajo from Southwark Council, Elva Lamarte, our senior engineer from Maytech, Jim Bowen, who is representing the Thistle IT group, and finally, Mesa Canoni, engineer from Maytech. So what is our vision? Our vision is to design and build a reusable and accessible online repair reporting tool that requires no login, and most importantly, residents prefer to use as it meets their needs. A tool that is integratable with various scheduling systems through open, scalable and accessible APIs. And we hope will enable this tool to be adopted by local authorities across the UK. I'll now hand over to Bhavesh.
Hi, I'm going to be talking about our scheduling API and integrating with DRS. DRS is a third-party scheduling software which is located on-premise in Lincoln offices. We previously presented about DRS in Sprint 3 show and share. You may want to watch that back sometime. And as of last sprint, we've achieved our scheduling API, making requests to DRS via SOAP, and also our repairs API, making REST requests to our scheduling API. And this flow of data allows us to present appointments to the resident, as you can see on the right-hand side here. And we've adhered to the HAT data standard, which means that it's integratable into other third-party systems for scheduling. I'm going to hand over now to Fraser to provide an MVP demo.
Cheers, Bhavesh. Hopefully this is going to come through okay for everybody. Everybody see that? Great stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, not going to spend too much time on these first pages because we've covered these in previous rounds. But just to make it clear that this isn't the prototype anymore, this is a live service as such to our test system. So I'm going to do my usual. I don't want an emergency repair. Hope I remembered that postcode right. So picking my address, that's in our case looking back to Civica Universal Housing, only pulling back valid property addresses, so somebody can't pick something that is perhaps a leaseholder property or a non-council property. Then the bit we're all familiar with, we've got our tiered selection system. So I'm going to say it's a problem in the bedroom, something's up with the electrics, and it's a socket problem that I've got in here. Hopefully this will give us a better description than what I'm choosing to put on here. And we've still got our photo upload option in there with the checking a file type and file size around that too. Customers could put that number in so that we can contact them on the day if we have any trouble access. Just so I can demo this at the end without giving personal phone numbers away, I'm just going to drop in my email address. I can't even spell my own name. Both using the GovNotify service, as we said on previous rounds as well. We've set the integration up on there, found that really quite straightforward to do. Makes sense using these reusable components. And then that is going off and talking to our, in this case, test DRS system and pulling back what are legitimate time slots in here. So I'm going to pick the 7th of Feb in the morning. I can query for more days if I want to. I get my overview and clicking continue there. That has booked that job within the DRS. The customer's left with that appointment date and time. And a trigger email goes across to customer services with the details of the repair that's been logged, giving them the opportunity to assess the photos and the description so that they can perhaps amend SORs, look for any risks on the housing management system, and if need be, contact the customer for any updates. But at that point, I will have received an email letting me know that that is now complete. And I'll show you that at the end of the presentation. I'll hand back to you, Paul. Oh no, it's still me, isn't it? I was trying to get rid of it too soon. So yeah, just as a quick update, let everybody know that we're obviously sort of nearing the end of this project now, hoping to have the service live some point in March with Lincoln. And we're also already working with Nuika and now an official partner to understand what their environment looks like and seeing how we can get something working in their test. But for where we want to take this as a service in the future, we want to make this a live service at Newark and Sherwood, and also to start to add some more functionality to this so that it's more adoptable, if there is such a word, by other councils, so that customers can cancel and amend appointments, that there's the opportunity to do communal repairs and also consider leaseholders repairs as well. And preferably we get that opportunity in the next round to do some integration where an authority has an up-to-date housing management system in place with APIs available. That means we can start to take this that stage further too. So yeah, just to bring everybody up to speed on that where we're going with this at the moment, it isn't the end of the journey, and all being well, we'll be able to continue building on this as a product and platform so that it's usable by as many councils as possible.
Thank you,
Paul.
Okay, so just a quick summary of progress made. We've tested the new DRS configuration to support schedule repairs by area. As you've just heard, we've integrated the scheduling API with DRS. We've completed the setup of Gov UK Notify so we can send notifications to tenants and also the customer service agents. We've also scheduled penetration testing in preparation for the go live to make sure the tool is secure. And we've built MVP pages for the remaining repair types, as you saw in that demo. Finally, with the notifications to the service centre agents, we've defined the email template that they'll receive, and we've also agreed what their internal process would look like. And where we've identified bugs, we've fixed those. Next slide. So our focus for the next sprint, of course, we'll continue to build MVP pages for the remaining pair types. And we're going to continue to test the MVP accessibility because we want to make sure that this is, well, it meets the needs of all our residents. And again, you know, as we go through the MVP, our testing system will highlight any bugs and we'll fix those. Back to you, Fraser. You're on mute.
Mute. Cheers, Paul. Just my usual bi-weekly shout out, asking people to come follow us, check in on here. As you can see from the presentation, we're a kind of good friendly bunch on here. So please do feel free to reach out to us, ask us any questions on about, you know, perhaps lessons we've learned on this as a project and how we've got to the stages that we have now. We've just been having a look at the stats this morning from how far reaching our website and blog has gone, and we've had over 4,000 views of the blog for this phase of the project, and we've actually gone global. We've got viewers from America to Iraq and Kazakhstan to Sweden. So yeah, you know, get involved before it's too late. So yeah, really would be good to get some councils who are interested in this as a project to help start feeding into it and help drive this direction.
Thank you, Fraser. So now sorry, go on, go ahead.
I was going to say, just before we're going to actually ask a couple of questions of you guys, but just before we get into that, does anybody have any questions so far on what we've demoed today? Go for it, Scott.
Thank you. Just on the when it gets to customer services and the editing of the SOR, UH will need some adaptations for that to be able to be done, because currently you can't edit. Once you put an SOR code into universal housing, you can't currently, and I don't know, I think we're blocked. I'm not sure. I think it's just a setting rather than a major problem. You can't edit an SOR code. So if say it's gone through and they put it as a tap, they've listed it as a tap repair, but actually when you've got to the description, it's a problem with their bath, and so you need to change that SOR code. Currently, the only way you'd be able to do that on UH is to cancel that job ticket off and then re-raise a fresh ticket. So we'll need to have a look at how the settings in UH are in order to edit existing SORs, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, that makes sense, Scott, and it'll be a good test case for when we're ready on that. Just bear in mind as well that the job at that point of submission will only be created in DRS, so it will be about editing the SOR code in there. It won't yet be in Universal, so it'll be within your control to assign it the correct SOR in the first instance.
Good point, Fraser. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that. You're right. That's how we'll get around that one. Yeah, that's fine. All right, no worries. Thank you.
But it's still something worth shouting out and for us to test, I would say, mate.
Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Great question. Anybody else?
Okay. So I'm just going to launch a couple of questions back to you guys, just to get some input back from us, if that's okay. This is going to launch up on your screens, all being well, live test, who knows. These are anonymous, so please don't worry about your names or anything coming up against these, but here we go. Brilliant. Well, thank you everyone for responding to that one. And I've just got one more for you.
Looks like we've got an overwhelming winner on that one, Fraser.
Yeah.
Just to remind everyone, what was the winner in the first poll?
It was, and the ability to choose your appointment selection on there. So yeah, I think everybody's voted that had in the previous round on there. So yeah, as you say, clear winner on that one. Perhaps gives us some focus for the next round. Perfect.
Thanks, everyone.
So yeah, that's us done asking you questions. Is there any more from the team? All good?
All good.
Well, thank you for those that have attended today. So please share this out for anybody that is interested on here, and hopefully we'll see you back in a couple of weeks to update on what we've done there.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.